And I'm using my lavalier mic. So let me know if you cannot hear me. If you cannot hear me, let me know. But it is 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning. Just wanted to jump on, say good morning, ask you this very important question for those of you who follow me and you're single, and this is for the men or the women. Here's the question. Are you ready for something real? Because a lot of you may not be. A lot of you may not be ready for something real. Here's why I'm saying that. Let me know if you cannot hear me. Okay, because I'm using great. Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me know that. But some of you are not ready. Some of you are not ready. And here's the thing I'm going to say about that. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That is not necessarily a bad thing, because no one is going to be 100% ready. You're not going to feel ready, and you're not going to be 100% ready. However, you have to have enough self-awareness that says, okay, I'm not 100% ready, and I'm not going to be 100% ready. However, I can continue to grow. I can continue to get ready. Like, I can continue to do the work. Because here's what's scary about meeting someone amazing, right? We're going to meet someone amazing, and we don't want to let it pass us by. However, if we meet that amazing person and that person, starts interacting with us, starts entertaining us, here's the problem with that. We feel that acceptance. We feel that, oh my gosh, this person is coming toward me. This person is coming close to me. And so, I can stop doing my work. No, you can't. No, you can't. You must continue the work even as you interact with them. Even as you entertain them and they entertain you, you have to keep going. Okay, Alejandra says, I'm not still in the healing process to move into another relationship. So we're going to talk about that, because a lot of people get stuck. They get stuck in the healing process. And the reality is this: you have to keep going. You have to keep going. Thank you so much, Barry Ryan 866. Thank you. You got to keep going. It is not good enough for you to, because I'm going to be frank. A lot of people who say, no, I'm not ready. I'm still healing. I'm still growing. That's nothing but your fear talking. Your fear is keeping you from getting back out there, because here's the reality. You're going to get triggered. Somebody's going to say or do something that you're not going to like, that's not going to feel good. And guess what you're going to tell yourself? Oh, see, I knew I wasn't ready. And you're going to try to run back to the healing place. But the truth is, you're not going to ever be 100% ready. You're going to get triggered. People are going to trigger you. People are going to say things to you that you're going to feel a way about. And all of that, believe it or not, is a part of the process. It's a part of the healing process. So I get triggered. I feel a way about stuff. I have insecurities. I have moments of doubt. And y'all, when I tell you, I have done work for 20 plus years. I've done professional work. I've done personal work. And for the record, therapists have therapists. So I have someone that I go and see, and continuing to work on my attachment style, continuing to work on my avoidance, continuing to be vulnerable and to be open and to be honest and to be transparent, continuing to fight those fears of, something's wrong with me, I'm not good enough, somebody's not going to like me, somebody's not going to like this about me or that about me, someone's going to reject me. Like, that stuff's never going to go away, y'all. I hate to tell you, I've been on the earth 55 years and done work a lot of those years, been in relationships, here and there. And that's not going anywhere. It's just not going anywhere. You have to keep going. You have to keep doing the work. And here's the scary part. Relationships are the container in which you do the work. You don't do great work. All of your good work is not going to be done by yourself. It's going to be done in something. It's going to be done interacting with your friends, interacting with your family, interacting with your kids, interacting with your significant others, the people that you're dating, people that you're working with, your clients, your colleagues. That's where the work is. Anybody can feel healthy and whole when they living by themselves and everything in their place is perfect and, there's no people around. Anybody can feel good then. Anybody can feel healthy and whole and, oh, I got it all together and I'm doing so good and, oh, I'm just on my process and my journey for healing. Yeah, anybody can do that. But try doing it in the container. Oh, sorry. My thing is acting up. Try doing it in the container of a brand new relationship with someone you actually like and someone you actually care about and someone you actually want around. Try doing it then. Try doing it with your family of origin that, they probably where you got most of your junk from and they still in that junk and you trying to get out of it. You trying to heal and grow and be better and leave that stuff behind. Try doing it when they come around. Try doing it when your mother is calling you or your dad is calling you, talking that same old stuff. Try doing it then. So anybody can be in that wonderfully perfect healing place when people are not around. Like, I'm amazing when I'm by myself. Like I got it going on, I'm confident. I'm self-assured. I feel lovable, right? I am more than enough when I'm by myself. Okay. Put other people in that equation and here we go. Here we go. Here come the people pleasing. Here come the codependency traits. Here comes the, am I good enough? Here comes the, let me prove my worth and value. See, all that stuff is going to come up when you're in the container of a relationship. And this is any relationship, romantic, family, or otherwise. Any relationship with another person, your stuff is going to come up. And so, yes, I work with people and I often say, okay, depending on how quickly you get triggered, depending on where you are in the healing journey. Like I tell people all the time, hey, I think you still got some work ahead of you. And then there are some people where I say, hey, I think you're at a 70 to 80% place and you need to get back out there. And they don't want to hear that because, like I said, they're feeling good, they're feeling strong, but they even know in the depths of their soul, okay, if somebody come along and remind me of someone else or say something or do something and I get triggered, that's what the fear is. But the real growth is in relationships. It's where the rubber meets the road. It's when you are actually in situations where, yeah. Thank you so much for buying a badge, Garland Stillwell. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But yeah, you gotta get out there and do it. You gotta get out there and do it. There is no, and look, it's those, what do they call them? The armchair quarterbacks. There is no armchair quarterbacking in this thing. Like people love to tell other people what they're doing with their relationship or love to tell other people what they're doing in their dating life or in their marriage. And they ain't had nobody in years. They not out there. They're not doing it. They're not in it. They love telling you what you ought to do though. The single people, the people that's not even attempting to date, they love to tell you what you ought to be doing. Here's what you need to know about me. So I've had this question more than a few times. Are you married? Are you married? No, I was married. So I've had that experience. I have been in relationships with people, longer term relationships with people. I've had that experience. Right now, I'm out here in the trenches, just like a lot of you, out here dating and relating and getting to know people. So I am actively doing the thing that I'm talking to you about. I'm not armchair quarterbacking. I'm out here getting triggered. I'm out here feeling insecure and unsure, just like you are. I'm out here trying to figure it out, just like you are. So I am using the tools and the skills that I've learned over the last 20 years that I teach people in therapy that I also utilize in my everyday life. So I don't talk unless I walk. Okay, I don't talk the talk without walking the walk. I'm doing exactly what I'm telling you to do. Okay, and that is where the real work is. You have to get out there. You have to do it. Okay, it can't just be a theory in your head. The things I'm telling you are not theories in my head. They're not things I have not applied throughout life, throughout my marriage, throughout their long-term relationships I've been in, the dating situations I've been in. I apply what I'm telling you. Okay. So for folks who are out here saying, well, you can't tell people about relationships or marriage unless you're in one, or unless you've been married for 30 years, or unless you've been in a relationship for 30 years. No, my dear, that simply is not true. There are those of us who are trained. There are those of us who have focused our time and energy and effort for days and months and weeks and years on studying relationships. And let's add this caveat. If you are not currently in a relationship, but you are actively seeking that, or you are out here trying to date or court, that person should be utilizing everything that they're telling you. So that, in my opinion, is the key. There should be some authenticity to what I'm saying, right? If I'm saying it and I'm not doing it, then that's a problem. Okay. But if I'm saying it and I'm doing it, and I've told many a therapist this is one of the things that does frustrate me about my colleagues. I have lots of colleagues who are mental health therapists. They will tell other people, what to do, how to do it, or, process things and all. They'll give other people this knowledge and this wisdom, and they won't use it themselves. And I find that very distasteful. I find it very inauthentic, because you can't do good work as a therapist unless you're doing what you're telling other people to do, unless you're using the same things, the same skills, the same tools. You can't be a truly authentic therapist. You can't be self-actualized and aligned as a therapist if you're telling people this and you're doing this. I don't work that way. Everything that I'm telling you is what I'm doing. That's what I'm walking out. And that makes it 10 times harder. I would love to tell you all a whole bunch of stuff over here and do something totally different. But honestly, that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel good to me. I want to be able to be honest and real and open and transparent and authentic. And so everything I'm telling you to do, I'm doing. I'm not out here in the streets throwing bricks through people's windows and cussing folks out, and yet I'm telling you to regulate your emotions. No, I'm not doing that. Nostradamus, thank you so much for buying a badge. I appreciate you. Thank you. So everything I'm saying is what I'm doing. And honestly, that's what's most important. So whether that coach or that therapist is married, I happen to specialize in marriage therapy, and I've been married. So I understand what marriage is about. I understand that it's no walk in the park. I'm not here to try to sell you a fantasy about marriage. I will always promote and support marriage. And that's after being married and knowing what I know about marriage. It is no walk in the park. And yet, I still believe it is our greatest container. It is our greatest chance for growth and helping us to be the best version of ourselves. And because I'm a person of faith, I believe it's a container in which you can be blessed in. So I'm never going to give up on marriage. I don't care what's going on out in here in this world. I watched a video just today about, marriage is no longer the goal. People don't want to get married. Okay, that's y'all. So I don't want to hear that content. I don't want to take in that content, because that's not what I'm on and not what I'm about. I still believe that is the greatest container in which we can all grow. We can learn how to be sacrificial. That and having children. So I'm never going to co-sign the whole, marriage is old fashioned. It's antiquated. Nobody wants to do that anymore. It doesn't work. No, the only thing that doesn't work is people. People don't work. Marriage in and of itself is amazing, but people don't work. People don't put forth the effort. People are selfish. People are self-serving. People are impatient. Nobody's talking about that. We love to blame it on, oh, it's marriage, it's dating, it's people. It's people. Sorry. Okay. It's people that don't want to do what they're supposed to do. So, all right. But this is, just the FYI, you're not going to be 100% healed or whole. You're going to get triggered still. I just want to make sure that you're doing the work within the container. So when you meet someone, that person's imperfect, you're imperfect, keep going. Keep doing the work. Share the work. Oh my gosh, nothing makes me feel better when a person comes into something and actually admits, I'm seeing some therapists or a therapist, or I'm reading some books. I'm looking at listening to some podcasts and looking at some videos. I'm still working on these things. You talk about the most attractive thing ever. You talk about the sexiest thing ever. Tell me the stuff you are still actively working on. Tell me you struggle with being vulnerable. But you know what? I'd like to work on that within this. I'd like to practice that within this. What do you think about that? Do you think that's something that you can even, help me with, help me to be more accountable with? Not shutting down. Not, just going to a stonewalling place where I just don't say anything. Learning how to get comfortable with closeness. Learning how to be comfortable with space. So whichever one you fall on. Avoidance need to get comfortable with being close. Anxious people need to get comfortable with having space. So whichever side you fall on, work on that. It's okay to have a period of closeness if you're avoidant. It's okay for that person to have space if you're anxious. Soothe yourself. That person's not going to always be there to reassure you and tell you everything's going to be okay and hug you and pat you on the back. No, you need to learn how to do that on your own or get some friends. A lot of y'all that I see, the relationship problems you have is because you don't have a life. Okay, you have no life of your own. You have nothing that you're doing outside of this person that you with. That's a big part of your relationship problems. You need to get a life. You need to have fun. You need to have friends. You need to have things that you're doing, places that you're going that make you feel good. And ladies, I'm going to speak specifically to the ladies. A man does not make you happy. A man makes you happier. Okay, never forget that. He makes you happier. He takes the life that you already have, that you feel good in, that you feel content, that you feel, peaceful in, and he ramps it up to 1,000. That's his job. His job is not to make you happy. His job is to make you happier. Okay, to take what you already got going on and make it that much better. That's how you know. When you come into a situation, you feel good, and after him, you feel great. That's what should happen. But a lot of people are coming into situations, their life sucks. DJ Hawk G, thank you so much for buying a badge. I appreciate you. And thank you so much. But your life sucks. Like, I'm going to be real. Your life ain't that great. You not that interesting. And then here comes somebody coming in your life and you putting all this burden and all this pressure on them to make you feel amazing. Like, no, that's not their job. Because a lot of folks, they just showing up. They happy to be here. They're like, hey, what's going on over here? And here you come, putting all this burden on them. Well, why don't I feel good all the time? Why aren't you Here we go. Why aren't you calling me? Why aren't you texting me? Why aren't we going out all the time? Why aren't you over here? Because you're supposed to have a life. You're supposed to have something that you're doing on your own. Okay, I got a question. Is it the same for a man? So it is slightly different because remember, we're talking about relationship polarity. Okay, we're talking about relationship polarity. No, a woman doesn't make you happy either, but the dance that we do with each other is very different because how men feel good about the relationship they're in and the woman that they're with is, and y'all are not going to like this and you may actually push back, but men feel good when they serve. They feel good when they're giving and doing. And women feel good when a man, is giving and doing and serving them, and they appreciate that. So the man needs the appreciation. Thank you so much, Alta, for buying a badge. Thank you. But the man needs to feel her appreciation. He needs to feel her respect and her trust, and he needs to feel acknowledged by her. So those are two very different things. See, women, we don't feel good in the same way. We don't feel good giving and doing. Quite the opposite. When we're the giver and the doer all the time, that actually drains us. That actually does not make us feel good. That doesn't make us feel cherished, loved, and seen and heard. No, it doesn't. Because eventually it drains us. Like, we feel our best when we're receiving and we're appreciating and we're acknowledging and we're respecting our man, when we trust our man. That's how we feel good. Is, oh, it feels so good to be cared for, to feel loved, to feel treated special. That makes us feel amazing. And in turn, we need to feel good to do good. So we're going to do things for our man. It's not to say that women don't do. It's not to say that women don't give, but that's not our primary way of feeling our best. We're going to give back, right? A man is going to give to us. Oh, and we're just overflowing with love and care, and we're going to want to give back. Sometimes that giving back is physical affection, which we know y'all love, right? So, gentlemen, you want to get a little more physical intimacy, you give and do. And if that woman is a healthy feminine woman, she can't help. She can't help but want to express her love and her care for you in that way. She can't help it. She just feels amazing. She feels cared for. She feels loved. She feels safe and secure. She's going to want to do that. So that's one of the little known secrets that a lot of men don't fully understand, is that they're giving, they're doing, that is igniting in a woman. Like, she's just like, oh my gosh, I just got to give him something. Like, he has just been so amazing. I just can't help myself. So it's very different. Feminine women, like I said, we don't feel the same pride and, just feeling good about ourselves being the breadwinner as men do. When men are handling their business, when men are taking care of everything financially, when men are taking care of their home, they feel like men. They feel good about that. And here's the catch. It must be appreciated. He must feel appreciated for doing that. Okay? So it's not just, I'm not telling men to do it for the sake of doing it, or to do it for a woman who's not appreciative, who doesn't, act like it's a big deal. No, your woman should act like it's a big deal. It's a big deal, you handling your business at home, you taking care of things, you doing for your family, you protecting and provide. That's a big deal. And you should feel that coming towards you from your woman. She should be all over you. She should be hugging you, kissing you, using her words to affirm you. That is what makes a man feel good about that. But women, we're not wired that way. We are not wired that way. I do not feel proud and, oh my gosh, I feel so good about paying all the bills and taking care. I don't do that. I don't feel good. Like, I don't feel good doing that. Okay. Knowing that I'm the breadwinner and that I'm paying most of the bills and that I'm handling most of that don't make me feel good. Quite the opposite. Okay. Men and women are wired differently, and we keep wanting the same thing out of each other. And that's just not natural. That's just not possible. Garland says, are feminine women annoyed by masculine women? I would not say annoyed. I'm going to be quite frank. I am unbothered. I am unbothered by women who are masculine. Like, okay, like, I really am. I let them do them. And every now and again, I'll have a colleague or a friend who's, predominantly very much masculine. And she's telling me, and this is what I'm doing, and he better do this, and I told him this, and he did, and I'm like, I'm just unbothered. Like, I don't ever try to give these women any type of relationship advice. I don't say a peep, because they really believe that they're winning. And so I let them. Here's the thing though. When one of those women comes to me and things aren't working out, or another relationship has bit the dust, what is it? What is going on? What do you think is going on? And what do you think it is, Anita? Where am I going wrong? Ooh, that's the door opening. When that door cracks open, I kick it in. I kick it in and I share everything I know. And I feel like at that point, she may be open to something different. But outside of that, I keep my mouth closed. So I'm like, do you, if that's working for you, and it ain't, it's not working for them. But okay, do you be the boss. You choose a man, that ain't about nothing. You be the boss. You be his mama. You take care of him, and and men need to handle me, and it's not a strong enough man out here to handle me. Okay, keep doing that. Like, keep doing that if that's working for you. No. But thank you so much for everyone who purchased a badge. But here's the message today is you're not going to be 100% ready. You're not going to be 100% ready. That's just the bottom line. But you got to get back out here. This is the year. And for those of you, and I'm especially talking to my ladies, there's some ladies that are listening to this, that you have been out of this dating game, this relationship game for a long time. A long time. And the truth is, you got to get back out there. You have to get back out there. You're not going to be 100% healed. You're not going to be 100% whole. There is no such thing. We're all walking around with wounds from our past relationships, some of us from childhood. Do the work, but here's the key. Keep doing the work. Don't meet someone and, love is soothing. Love is a soothing balm. It is something about it that just, that acceptance, that love and that acceptance and that care and just something about it. It's magical. It really is magical. But here's the thing. It'll make you think that you're further along than you are. And so I know better. Like, I've experienced some amazing experiences in the last 6 months. However, I still got stuff, I'm still working that stuff out. I'm still talking about it with professional people. I'm still reading. I'm still applying. I'm still using the tools and using the skills because that, I got stuff, and that stuff is still being worked out. There's a lot of things from childhood that I've laid down long ago. And that's because I've been very consistent in my journey of healing. So be consistent. I've never stopped and started. No, I have consistently been working on stuff for 30, 40 years. And so the childhood stuff, I'm over. Like, that's long. The childhood stuff I'm long over that. It's the relationship stuff. It's the current culture that we're in. It's the attachment style stuff. That's the stuff that I'm still kind of working out. It's that stuff. The childhood stuff, I long been over. Like I said, mom, dad, we cool. I've found a place of peace when it comes to people in my family. I've accepted them. That's what a lot of y'all need to do, is accept. You're still in a place of, why can't they be different? Why couldn't this have been different? Why did this turn out the way it did? And why? You still in that space. Let that go. I have no time or effort for my past. I don't. And maybe some people tell me that's a superpower. I don't think about the past. I really don't. I don't think about yesterday. I don't think about 20 or 30 or 40 years ago. I just don't. To me, it's the most pointless a waste of time. It is totally a waste of time. I can't do anything about it. I can't change anything about it. Why keep ruminating on it? Why keep thinking about it over and over and over and doing the woulda, coulda, shoulda? It's done. It's done. And somebody needs to hear that. Somebody needs to hear that F how you feel. Whatever happened in the past is done. It's over. You cannot change it. You can't do anything about it. Move forward. Stay in this present state or go to the future. The reason why I love the future so much is I can create it. I can create it. I can't do nothing about the past. So that's a decision that you can make. You don't have to feel like it. So many people are like, oh, but the past, and this and that, and this happened and that happened. And I just feel this way and feel, okay, make a decision. Make a decision today that there ain't nothing you can do about it. And some of you, you've had stuff happen in your past But because you keep ruminating on it, you keep thinking about it over and over and over, you are re-traumatizing yourself. You are choosing to re-traumatize yourself. Because whatever it is that happened, if you got raped when you were 12 years old, that happened one time. One time. It's over. And at some point, you have to make the decision to live now. You have to make the decision to say, "Whoo, thank God that's over. Thank God that's never happened again. Thank God that, that is done." And move into today and the future, because that's what you can create. You can't do anything about the past. It's done. It's over. Okay? So somebody needed to hear that. Okay? Somebody needed to hear that. The culture stuff is real right now. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I'm still, going through my timeline. I'm still unfollowing. I'm still dealing with some just toxic content, toxic things that we're seeing out here over and over and over. And it's not going to get us where we want to go. I have to keep telling people that stuff is not going to get us where we want to go. We got to put that stuff down. Some family and friends just need to be excommunicated. They do. They do. All right. That is definitely a superpower. Yeah, I could care less about the past, y'all. I really could. I got lashes just falling in my eyes. Sorry. But somebody need to hear that about the past, because it's not beneficial. I need that as a meme. Don't think about the past. Don't think about last week or yesterday. Is gone. Yeah, it's done. What about when the significant other brings the past back up? I won't engage. That's a boundary. You can set a boundary about that. You can set a boundary about, I don't discuss anything from the past. You can talk to me about what I'm doing now. Talk to me about what I'm doing now. See, I can set a boundary. And that's not a shutdown. That's setting a boundary. I'm not going to keep re-engaging you about something I did a year ago, 5 years ago. If I'm doing it now, that's a different story. But if I haven't done it since then, I don't want to hear about that. I'm just going to keep it 100. Okay. Like, I have a boundary around that subject. I'm not going to keep talking to you about something I did 5 years ago that I've never done again. I'm just not. So, nope. I needed to hear this today. And it's my birthday today. Happy birthday, Aqua baby. It's Aquarius season, y'all. Okay. Happy birthday. Pretty is it Pretty Baby Mo? It could be that. Okay. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right. But yeah, it's done. It's over. Past is a past. Please leave it there. And like I said, the best thing about the future is you can create it. You can actually create the life and the future that you want. That's what I love about it. But the past, I'm over it. I'm over it. And don't let anybody drag you back there. Okay? You can set boundaries around the past. What about a so-called friend keep mentioning an ex? That, again, you have to set a boundary. So when I was done, I told the closest people in my circle, hey, do me a favor. What? Don't bring that up no more. Okay? I now have a boundary around that subject. Don't talk about so-and-so no more. Don't bring up so-and-so name. Don't tell me about so-and-so. Don't do that no more. Now, here we go. If it come up again, hey, I have a boundary around that. Oh, yeah, right. I forgot. See? That's it. You set a boundary. I'm not talking about that no more. I've had to do that with my friends, my family, my mother, my father. Hey, I'm not talking about that no more. Like, I have a boundary around that subject. And then you hold the boundary. You don't talk about it. Hey, remember, I have a boundary around that. See? But it's done. Setting boundaries powerful. People call me selfish and all sorts of ordinary, but for me, it was what's important for my mental state. For sure. For sure. Yeah. Hello from Houston. Hello. All right. So, we got to be done and over with it. The past, the best thing about it is that it's over. It's over. So anything good that happened, bad that happened, okay. It happened. But folks who drag it along, folks who keep ruminating over it, like I said, you re-traumatizing yourself. We can't even blame the person that hurt you no more. It's you. It's you. Because they done gone on about their business. They done gone wherever. And you keep bringing it up. So yeah, let it go. Let it go. We gotta move into the present tense in the future. Okay, what's the difference between a man who has boundaries versus is controlling? Remember, boundaries are about me. Control is about you. Boundaries say, this is what I'm going to do or not do. Control says, this is what you going to do or not do. This is what you better do. This is what it's, so control is about others. Boundaries is about us. So when I tell a person, hey, please don't bring up this ex, don't bring up his name, don't bring up the past. Okay. And so here comes somebody else bringing that up. And then when I don't say anything, well, why ain't you saying nothing? Because I'm not talking about that anymore. I've created a boundary around that. And so I will no longer discuss that person anymore. I'm asking you to please not bring that person up, but I don't have control over you. You can come to me every day and bring that person up, and I'm not going to talk about them. So that's the difference. A boundary is what you're going to do or not going to do. It's you controlling you and your behavior and what you're going to entertain or what you're going to talk about or whatever. Control is you telling another person what they should do. I don't tell people what they should do, but you can best believe what I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So that's the difference. Okay? People bring up the past because they see your growth and don't understand it. Oh, for sure. They love to bring you down a notch. And that's the fastest way to do it, is to talk about who you were. That's the fastest way to bring you down a notch. How dare you grow? How dare you change? How dare you stop cussing or smoking or drinking or doing whatever you, how dare you stop hoeing? How dare you? Because remember back in 1987 when you was a hoe? Remember when you got drunk? Remember when see? That's the fastest way to bring you down a peg. But you are not going to entertain it. Don't entertain it. That's the difference. See, y'all go tit for tat back and forth. No, I'm just not entertaining that. So yeah, boundaries. We got to have boundaries. And boundaries are about keeping you safe. Boundaries are about what you're going to do or not do. It's not about controlling other people, because I can't control other people, but guess who I can control? Me. So when I tell an ex, hey, we in a no contact, and I can't tell you what to do, but here's what I'm going to tell you I'm going to do. If you call or text, I'm not going to respond. See, that's me setting a boundary. And guess what? He can call and text, but he's not going to get no response, because Anita has control over Anita. I can tell you what I'm going to do. Okay. All right. I have a Zoom call at 10:15, so I'm getting ready to jump off. How about just canceling after you have set the boundary and they don't comply? You could. Yeah, you can, but here's the thing I'm going to tell y'all about this whole excommunicating and cutting people out and all this mess. The truth of the matter is this, y'all, and then I got to get going. Y'all be too quick to do that. And here's why. The learning and the growing is in, not being so quick to cut everybody off, right? You got to learn and grow. And it's easy to cut people out and excommunicate and all of that. There's no growth in that. There's no growth in just cutting everybody off. As soon as somebody say or do something you don't like and you cut them off, there's no growth in that. Try to work with folks. And if you absolutely can't, okay then. But some of y'all are too quick with the block, too quick with the cutting off. You got these razor sharp scissors and you just want to cut everybody off. But you can't grow when you do that. There's no growth on your end when you so busy cutting everybody off. Can we try to use our words? Can we try to use the skills I'm teaching you? And then if they don't work with a person, yeah, you can cut them off. But y'all not using the skills. You just cutting them off. Okay, but anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. But I got to go. Thank you so much for joining me on this live. It was great talking to everybody. I'm glad we had this conversation, and it kind of went all over the place. But you're not going to be 100% ready. Some of you just need to get back out there. You need to give it the old college try again and keep doing the work. Keep doing that work. That's the most important thing. Even when you find someone, and if that someone is real, keep doing the work. Don't stop doing the work because you found love or you found like or you found, whatever, attraction, whatever you find, keep doing the work. Keep doing the work and tell people that you're doing the work. It's very attractive. Ooh, every time someone says, yeah, I'm working on this, I'm working on that. Ooh, it just do something to me. So keep doing the work. Thank you to everyone who purchased a badge. I love you all. I want you to find love. God knows I do, because we need more of it in this world. We need more love. We need more healthy relationships. So have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. And as always, stay open to love.